You know what? A lot of bad NFL teams, the fans already thinking ahead to who they're going to draft this coming year at quarterback. And, of course, all eyes are on that man, Trevor Lawrence. 7 touchdowns, no picks on this young season for Clemson. He's thrown 3 touchdowns in back-to-back games. He has continued to look dominant. Ohio State's Justin Fields had 41 passing touchdowns, just 3 picks last year. Of course, the Big Ten season hasn't started yet. It will in a couple of weeks. He kicks off October 24th against Nebraska. And then remember the name Trey Lance, coming off the only game he and North Dakota State will play this season. He finished that one with only 149 yards passing. And so, oh, look who's here. It is Todd and Mel. Mel and McShay back with me and McElroy as well. I want to start, Mel, by saying this. Look, I remember when they were tanking for Teddy, and then they were stinking for Sam. I cleaned that up a little bit, and tanking for Tua. And none of those 3 guys wound up being the first quarterback taken in their own drafts. Why is Trevor Lawrence going to be different?
Because he is an Andrew Luck type. He's locked in no matter what happens to that number 1 spot. And I say that because he did not look good against LSU. It was at 48.6%. That defense got the best of Trevor Lawrence. Ohio State was getting the best of him until Sean Wade was ejected for that targeting penalty. So I think you look at these games coming up, Miami, Notre Dame, and moving forward, if they get into that Final Four, which they should, to see how he plays on the big stage. Now, as a freshman, he was phenomenal in those playoff games. He yet has to throw an interception in a playoff game, despite those struggles against LSU and Ohio State. Now, he did rally them against Ohio State, did a great job late in that football game. But Trevor Lawrence, with the talent he has, is certainly locked in, guys, to that number 1 pick overall, regardless of what happens the rest of the year, assuming he plays like Trevor Lawrence is capable of playing.
So, McShay, do you agree with that?
Yeah,
yeah.
I was just going to say, he's got the highest grade I've given to a quarterback since Andrew Luck, going back to 2012. So physically, he's everything you look for in terms of big arm, has the stability, he's strong, he's durable. He's been durable throughout his career. And you look at him, the ability to extend plays, and then also his poise and the way he carries himself. It's always right down the middle with him. I mean, I've done 7 or 8 games with Clemson on the sideline and watched him after an interception, after a touchdown. It's the same exact thing right down the middle. And that, to me, is exactly what you want in your quarterback.
So, Greg, as you watch him and you watch Justin Fields, how wide do you believe that gap is, Greg McElroy?
I think the gap between Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields is wider than the gap is between Justin Fields and Trey Lance. I think Trevor Lawrence is by far the best quarterback prospect in this upcoming draft. And that's really no disrespect to Justin Fields. It's really just looking at Trevor Lawrence, his body of work, his championship pedigree, and the way he throws the football with NFL accuracy right now. Sometimes you see teams that are elite. For instance, Clemson, elite team, elite roster with great NFL talent around them. Sometimes the separation between wide receiver and corner and defender, it's so significant that the accuracy doesn't have to be top shelf. But if you dive a little deeper into Trevor Lawrence, every ball he throws is right on the face mask. It's NFL level accuracy on difficult throws time and time again. I think he's an absolute can't miss. Couldn't agree with the guys more.
All right, so we haven't seen Justin Fields yet. We did see the only game we're gonna see from this Trey Lance. Mel, what did we see in that game? And right now, where does he figure to wind up in the evaluation?
I'm with Greg. Early Saturday morning on the Dari and Mel show, I'm saying, hey, Trey Lance can challenge Justin Fields with a great performance, an all-inspiring performance against Central Arkansas. It was a very good, the Bears are very good 1AA team. Robert Rochelle, the cornerback, could be a 3rd-round draft choice, a day 2 pick. But he did not perform to the level expected. His ball placement, his overall accuracy, he was below 50% a lot of that game. Got to 50% when the game ended. Beat them with his legs, not his arm. He overthrew a deep ball by about 5 yards. He had a drop, though, on a deep ball. It should have been caught. But the bottom line is, he said he wasn't rusty. I think he was pressing. All eyes were on him. That was the first game of the year for them. You can't assimilate game situations in practice. So I think Trey Lance right now is not challenging Justin Fields. He's got to hold off other guys. He's the 3rd quarterback right now, but his performance Saturday, like I say, was less than stellar and certainly something that you didn't expect, considering it's still a 1AA opponent.
Go ahead, McShay.
Yeah, he didn't play to his level. He didn't play to his level. But I'll say this. When I study the tape, the big picture, not just the one showcase game, which is the strangest thing in the history of college football. How do you have a one-game season? But when you study the whole career for Lance, I think he's just as good as Justin Fields. I really do. I don't think there's big separation between the two. I think Fields has a lot of strong qualities, but I love the way that Lance is so sudden. The ball is out. He's able to extend plays, and he's what the NFL is looking for in a quarterback today. And there are a lot of NFL evaluators that don't have a much different grade on these two quarterbacks, and that would surprise a lot of people from the FCS guy versus the Ohio State guy. But I think that Lance is really underrated.
Again, we have seen Lance play his last college game. We haven't seen Fields play his first game of this year, so we'll see where it all winds up. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.